left out. I was feeling left out there.
Oh yeah. Let's do it. All right. Hey there, you're watching The Appreciationist. My name is Peter Hartman.
Hi, I'm Valerie Soule.
Hello, I'm Samantha Barley.
Today we're talking about contemplative education. All right, look, I'm going to end it there because I hate it already. It's so weird how when my guitar's tuned, it's always been this way for me. I kind of like hate myself a little. Like I feel like it's on me. Like somehow something's wrong with me. And
yeah, there is.
So mean.
It's all about you. Everything's connected.
Look, everything is connected, you know, and it takes me 2 seconds to get to Donald Trump. Huh? Look, you guys, we're going to talk about contemplative education here today. But before we get to that, I have to let you know what I learned this week. That's the first segment. What I learned this week. Well, look, I learned a lot of cool things. I learned things about Africa. I learned things about babies. I learned things today. But what I really was actually excited about today, what really made me feel uplifted and motivated today, was the fact that Obama signed what is perhaps his last bill in office. And it's called The Cure. It's a moonshot for cancer research. They want to cure cancer. And I always think this is like what the president should be doing, should be inspiring the nation towards big, lofty goals. They call it moonshot because it evokes the idea of when they went to the moon, when they set themselves a mission to go to the moon, right? You set forth this seemingly impossible challenge, and then the country sort of rallies together to get it done, and they did get to the moon, and there is a cure that's possible for cancer. So $1.8 billion is funded for cancer research in order to find a cure. And I love living in a world where people are thinking that way. So that's what I learned this week. I learned that despite all the things that are going on, there's still some good things happening. And Obama signing this bill was one of the good ones. Definitely one of the good ones. The most important thing we do during the show is called a moment of appreciation, and that's where we look back at the past 7 days and we pick out something that we appreciate. It could be something good that happened that's easy to appreciate, or it could be something that wasn't so great, but that we can see the value in today. Would anybody like to share a moment of appreciation? Mine isn't outstanding, but it is something I appreciated. What about you guys? Westworld, okay? I started watching Westworld, okay? And no spoilers. Nobody tell me any spoilers. I'm not going to give any spoilers except to say it's a good show to watch. I really like it. It's enjoyable. It's futuristic, and it put me in a good mood. It did keep me up later than I wanted to stay up, but them's the breaks. So that was my moment of appreciation. Also, I got to spend a nice weekend with Sam. Really had some fun, ate some good food, so that was a good time. How about you guys?
What is it called? Sorry, what is it called?
Westworld.
Westworld. Okay.
There was a movie a long time ago made under that name, I think.
I think so, yeah. And there's also a book. I think it's Michael Crichton who writes the book, so it's inspired by that. So I love TV shows and movies that are inspired by books because at least you know you started out with a good story. You know, you never know what happens with these blockbuster movies, but at least you can bet that there's some storyline. Also, just so you know, I'm having some wine today. It's a Christmas season, so I'm drinking some rosé. I got insulted before by Val because this is not exactly rosé. I guess it looks like Minute Maid berry juice.
It's like juice. It doesn't look like any kind of wine.
Is that not juice?
It's not juice. It's wine.
It's wine?
It's wine. Yeah.
That's weird wine.
You know what? Okay, I didn't come onto the show to get insulted by everybody left and right. I mean, what's with you guys today?
You always say you want to be teased. That's how we love you.
I want to tease
the reflection of your wall behind.
Say again?
It's the reflection of your wall behind.
Yeah,
wall. That makes it darker red.
No,
okay, I'll go. Moment of appreciation.
Yeah.
Cool. So mine is my group that happened, I guess, last Saturday. Luke, you were there.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was a really great group on self-love. It was a full house. There was 10 people. There were new members and old members and people who've been there. And it was just, I don't know, it's one of my favorite topics to talk about, self-love, and it was just so much fun. I always feel like super excited and inspired, and it was just a really, really good feeling. Most of the groups are great, but this one was like, you know, one of those better ones, you know, so that's what I appreciate.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I really like that. That's really nice.
And oh, look at Luke, and I think Luke brought the positive energy. You're muted right now, Luke. I don't hear you. You're muted. Unmute yourself. But yeah, Luke was sitting right next to me, brought his positive energy and everything.
Yeah, I said, yeah, it probably was because of me. Yay!
Yeah.
That's really cool. I like that. That's awesome. Where did you do the self-love meetup again?
Noir. Beautiful. Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, the atmosphere is so beautiful. It's a beautiful tea shop. It's cozy. It's perfect.
That's very cool. How about you guys? Any moment of appreciation?
I'll go next.
Sure.
It's not as sweet though. It's one of those moments where you kind of appreciate it maybe after the fact, and I think I'll appreciate it even more in a couple of days. My car got towed last night because of the snow removal. You're supposed to hear, you know, that they're about to tow it, and I never heard it. And I found out today my neighbor had the same problem, so I think we're going to contest those tickets. But what I really appreciated about it is that they don't put your car like super far away. So this morning it was like on the other side of the park, and it was easy for me to go and get it and still, you know, meet my customer at the right time. So I really appreciated that. I was frantically looking at 4 o'clock in the morning when I heard that they were removing the snow. I'm like, oh my God, where's my car? What am I going to do tomorrow morning? I have an appointment early. And so I figured it out in the middle of the night. Once I knew where it was, I was like, okay, no problem. I just have to go across the park tomorrow and then I'm okay. So I really appreciated that because it's kind of brilliant that they do it that way.
Yeah.
The rest is a different story. But yeah, so that's it. That's what I appreciated about it.
No, I really like that type of stuff, you know, and it really shows at least a level of consideration for the people who are dealing with it. You know, we all have to deal with the snow, and the fact that they don't tow it to some center that you have to go to, but just like maybe around the corner or somewhere nearby, makes it so it's not so bad to do it. I've had my car towed like just too many times. There were times I'm just like, whatever, tow it. I'd rather you tow it than me shovel it out. It's buried in the snow. You tow it. I'll be happy to pay for you to tow it. I'd pay you $50 just to shovel my car out.
Wow.
But anyway,
yeah, but I mean, the snow. There were that much snow anyway, and it's not like it was. Anyway, it was just a big mistake, but no, that's fine. It was. I got to appreciate how the system works in a way.
That's cool. I like that. How about you, Luke? You have a moment of appreciation for us?
Well, today when I had my treatment, I learned that my last treatment, instead of being Friday, it's going to be tomorrow. So it's a good thing and a bad thing because Friday they're announcing colder than tomorrow. So it's a bit better because I don't like cold. So but on the bad side, Friday there's the event with Samantha. So we'll see.
I get that. Well, I'm glad that you have your last treatment there. I really wish you well. I hope everything is going good there. And thank you again for you bringing the energy to Sam's meetup and you bring the energy to our show. So I really like that. If you haven't seen it, Luke posted a video as a comment to one of our to this episode. Showed a video of how they unclog arteries. I don't know if you've ever seen this.
That was crazy. That was crazy. I just watched it. It was amazing.
I never thought you could do something like that. It makes me want to eat all the fatty foods I can. I know that's not the message he's trying to share.
I don't think so.
I just wanted to add that Luke didn't only bring his optimism to the group. He pitched the Appreciationist. He told people to join. We told people to join. So.
That's really cool. Oh, and Luke, you got to chat with my mom this week. She ended up in Sam's chat by accident. She thought she was just messaging Sam, but she was messaging everybody. And then she told me that, you know, a guy named Luke started messaging me. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll interact. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Who's your mother?
Sandra,
the woman who came in and said, hi, Sam, and then you explained to her.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
So it's pretty cool. Also,
I don't think she knows where she is.
no, she didn't. She didn't. She thought it was just but it was pretty funny. I do want to say there was one more moment of appreciation I had. I think it slipped my mind because I can't remember how long ago it was. When did we do Mingle? That was
last week or
yeah.
the week before.
Yeah, that was super fun. Well, it was fun for anybody who likes politics. It was super fun to be there. We got to use the space. We got some people there. I had a great time with Afra, Ariel, Rocco. You know, I'm not going to name all the people who were there, but I had a really fun time talking with everybody there. So that was really cool. And I think whatever the place will work for, it'll definitely work for Mingle. So we're going to have a really fun time. I'm looking forward to the next one.
And Chef Sebo was great. His food was good.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
We had a chef come out to Mingle, and I'm going to have him come out more and more often.
If you want people to gain like 20 pounds every week, sure. Otherwise, we'll stick with my energy balls that are good for you, delicious.
Oh, wow, you're bad-mouthing Chef Sebo while promoting your things. That's real.
No, I'm also promoting him. I love fat food too, okay?
No, it's really cool. And of course, he takes requests, so we can ask him to make healthier foods if you want. I won't. I definitely won't. You know, he can bring his bacon chocolate cupcakes again. Weird, huh? Strange? I know, it's strange, but he had those. Not the last time, but he had them before. Anyway, that's it for a moment of appreciation. We got to jump into the topic of the show. But before we do that, I want to let you know in our segment, what a great idea, what you should check out. What a Great Idea is a segment where I let you know about a product, a service, a device, a person, anything that's out there that's worth your attention, because whatever we give our attention to becomes a greater part of our experience. Now, for all you zombie apocalypse lovers out there, and even for those of you who are just interested in sustainable living, there's something very cool that's on the market now, a website called helicalholdings.com, Helical Holdings. Now, they've created this product, this device. I shouldn't say it's a device. It's a mobile hydroponics lab. So it's called the Helical Outpost. It's a plug-and-play, solar-powered hydroponic greenhouse that purifies water, establishes communication, and provides a community hub. So you have this sort of hub that gets moved in. It looks like this giant shipping container. It opens up. It has all this gear, and you can grow food in there for a whole neighborhood. So I'm talking about it for zombie apocalypse, because you're going to want something like this to survive when everything goes to hell. And since we have Trump, I'm just a little bit more into that basket there. But it's also cool for just people who want to revolutionize or re-energize their community. They want to bring it to places that are underdeveloped. It just is a remarkable tool. What they wanted to do is create this one-stop shop where you can do something, where you can affect your neighborhood, but don't have to go through all the headache of planning and everything else. So you go to this website. They have a video right on the front page. It's called helicalholdings.com. You will be surprised by what this thing provides. I mean, it provides water, solar energy and power system, hydroponic agriculture, communications, and a marketplace for people to meet and greet. So I don't know. I'm just in love with the idea. I want one. Don't know how much it costs. It's probably a little pricey, but probably well worth it. So that's what a great idea. The topic for this week is called Contemplative Education. And yes, I did have to practice saying that before the show. Contemplative Education. Now, as I explain this to you, of course, you're going to know what it is. I think we've all had some idea about this. Contemplative education is about sort of introducing other elements into education that's meant to support our learning. Overall, what we're really talking about is mindfulness. We're talking about learning who you really are. And we're talking about really caring about your own experience. You know, especially in school, we tend to look at the experiences of others, the aggregate. When it comes to science, we look at the data sets that are out there. But often we can, I shouldn't say often, but sometimes we can sort of ignore our own personal experience, how we feel about something, how we think about something. And so contemplative education is all about contemplation. It's about pondering. It's about wondering more about who you are, more about what matters to you, more about even if it's information that's in a book, how does that resonate with you? How do you feel about it? So I'm talking about mindfulness. So if you have a school that starts adopting meditation, that's a form of contemplative education, right? Providing a space for people in order to go inward and to analyze what's going on in there, in order to develop critical thinking and sharper instincts about who they are and what they want. How cool does that sound? Right? And the reason I'm pitching this is because the reason I want to talk about it is because that's the idea behind Levitate. The new format that we have for my meetups is about contemplative education. I don't only want to give you the information, but I want us to sit and sort of chew and ask ourselves, how does this make us feel? What does this make us wonder? How do we think this through? So I wanted to ask you a question. Well, first of all, any questions on what I just said there? Did everything make sense?
Yeah, made sense.
Okay, cool. I see nodding heads, so that's always a good sign. Do you spend time during the week? I'm asking you guys this question. Do you spend time during the week in contemplation? Right? You're not trying to do anything. You're not trying to figure something, write lists of aspects or anything. You're just contemplating whatever it is that comes to mind, whatever it is that's going on. Do you sit down and just sort of contemplate? Maybe you call it daydreaming, maybe you call it fantasy meditation, but just in a state of contemplation. Is that something that you have in your habit? And if so,
well, I do meditation every day.
Meditation every day?
So, well, yeah. So the part of it, a little part of it is that, but also there's when I'm driving my car, or it's just like minutes, and it depends on some places. Somehow there's some places that trigger some memories. If I daydreaming in that spot 2 weeks ago, well, then it brings up the same daydreaming, and I pick it up and I keep going with it.
Interesting.
So yeah, but it's minutes. It's and actually, thank you for mentioning it. It'll be good to do it a bit more over the holidays.
Well, look, I think that's great. I really love what you said there, that the space that you're in can sort of trigger the memories or the thoughts that you've had in that space. I feel that way too. I feel like when I walk into a room, the thoughts that I had when I was in that room are still kind of there. I don't know, Sam, if you've ever experienced something like this. You're feeling great, then you walk into your kitchen, you're like, oh God. That's right. My thoughts.
Yeah, but it's less about memories and more about my kitchen being a mess.
That's right. No, I get that. But you could like go to the park and you sit down and all of a sudden you remember sort of.
That's right. Yeah.
You're thinking. Do you contemplate during the week? Is that something that you like to do?
I'm doing it, and I'm doing it more. Like, I'm trying to pay more attention to that, turning off the TV more often, sitting and thinking. So I also do the meditation daily. I've been so I wonder. So I listen to Alan Watts, which is like, helps me to contemplate life in general. And so I'll listen to Alan Watts, I'll listen to Abraham Hicks, and then I'll think about my own life and my own experience. And I mean, what do I want? What is this life about? What's going well for me? What's not going well? What would I like to improve? I think that a lot of people, even with the new year coming, they're starting to think about that stuff, and people in my sessions are saying that. And so I'm thinking about all of that as well. You said, well, so I write the list of positive aspects, but I'm also just writing things like that. So contemplative thoughts and what's going on.
I like that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Luke, does your week have any room for contemplation? Is that something that you enjoy doing?
You're muted, Luke.
We will contemplate you while you speak in silence. Interesting. I'm sure he'll get off mute in about 3, 2, 1.
Yes, it happens from time to time, not as much as I would like to, but there was a time when I was younger, I would do that more often, but nowadays, but yes, it's something like a few weeks ago when I went to an NLP group there, Brigitte, I don't know if you know Brigitte Korak, but she gave me a link to an hypnosis site there where there are some clips that you can listen to help you relax and things like that, and ameliorate different things in your life and things like that there. So sometimes I go there and I listen to one.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, no, that's definitely a way to exercise that. If you're ever on YouTube and you're looking at things that cause you to think, that help you to think, there are really cool aids out there. I know that What If, the podcast that I started, and the first episode is actually online for our patrons on patreon.com/the law of attraction, Sam and I, the point of What If is to contemplate, you know, that's the whole point of the podcast, for us to just sit down, have a chat, and just talk about what if and what was and what could be, and just spend time in a stream of consciousness, not necessarily trying to teach something, but trying to get into the exercise of pondering, of wondering. Sam?
Yeah, so I just wanted to add that I find it very similar to the meetups that you've done in the past of fantasy meditation. And like myself, I realized that I didn't really spend time doing this growing up. And being around you, like that's where I first started like realizing that, hey, like turn off the devices, you know, stop playing on Facebook, stop doing that. Like we're always so distracted with things. And so I remember really, really enjoying your fantasy meditation groups, because we're just sort of fantasizing and just like imagining anything that is possible. And I find that similar to the contemplative stuff, is like just think, be in your own mind, be in your own brain. And like, I don't find I have a like wild imagination. Like I don't generally go there just because I'm not like, it's not a habit, but it's something that I see the benefit in. And that's why even recently I'm like, do it more. Like, just think, like, you know, stop with the devices, stop with the distractions all the time, and just be with yourself. Because the more you do it, what I'm realizing, the more you do it, the easier it is. And the more interesting sort of thoughts you're going to have and ideas. And yeah, I love it.
That's right. I really love it. Val, have you ever sort of like asked somebody, have you ever just sort of given the space to someone to just tell you what's on their mind, or tell you what they're imagining, like for no reason other than just the experience of expression?
Well, not necessarily. Yep.
Because with dance, you probably have something like this, right? When it comes, like, when you're not always dancing specific moves, sometimes you're sort of freestyling. Maybe that's something close to it?
No, I'm not good at freestyling. But I have to say, when I really like a piece of music, definitely I let myself, you know, go with whatever comes to my mind. What do I see? What kind of movement do I see? And so how, with the steps that I know that I have, how can I get to that feeling, and how can I have the picture of that movement? So yes, and also, but not necessarily for no reason. I used to do mind movies for my friends, and so I would really get them talking about, okay, what do you want in this area of your life? And you know, so it would be really exciting for some, and I have to say I have some others that really had a hard time. Imagine, it's like they were afraid to ask, they were afraid to imagine like exactly what they wanted. Really exciting for some, and I have to...
Hi, Joanne. Go ahead, Val.
That's it. No, that was it, and I'm gonna have to go soon anyway. But
okay.
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun when people start imagining and sharing what they want, or when I had the workshop on the future self, and really stepping into your future. It was so much fun when people shared a little bit of what they had seen, you know. So it was great.
Great. Yeah, no, it's definitely pretty powerful, and I know what you're doing. I just remember the mind movies. I completely forgot. It seems like forever. So it's really, really cool. But Val, I know you got to get going, so I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for being on the show. Check out Val at thepowerofemotions.ca, thepowerofemotions.ca, and check out her meetup on meetup.com/TLOAMTL, or just go to Law of Attraction and click on calendar. Thanks, Val.
Bye, Val.
Thanks. Bye.
We got a guest to join the room here real quick. Who's that?
Hi, Mom.
I put you on mute, so you're going to have to...
Yeah, we muted you, Mom. Yeah. You can unmute yourself up at the top, but we're like getting close to the end of the show.
Yeah, we're getting close to the end, but thank you, Joanne, for popping in. I really appreciate it. Good to see you. I wanted to give you just two more things. So one, I was watching Westworld. Now, look, I'm going to tell you this, okay? If you like watching TV, let's say you're a person who watches TV, okay? Guilty, I watch TV. Sam, you watch TV? Yeah, we do watch TV. Yeah, you watch TV too. Instead of allowing yourself to zone out during the show, and Sam will testify to this, I'm always asking questions. I'm always putting myself in those shoes. I will even pause something just to sit back and wonder about it. Because instead of allowing yourself to say, well, I'm being distracted by TV, try to find a way to use that distraction to your benefit. So I was watching Westworld, and they were talking about being bored. And this genius in the show was telling the person, allow yourself to... I'm sorry, muted, Ron. Allow yourself to be bored and see what your mind produces. And I loved hearing that. And when I heard it, I paused and I just let myself sit there, and I let my mind sort of go blank just to see what sort of pops out of there, what kind of thing. Sometimes it's useful information for my business or whatever it is. Sometimes it's completely frivolous things just to make Sam laugh or something like that. And it's a very, very fun exercise. So do it even if you're watching TV, do it if you just listen to music, just pause it for a second, put yourself in those shoes and just sort of imagine what's happening.
I actually told people in one of my group life coaching sessions about you and how you do that. I was like, you guys can try that. I have a hard time with it, and I really like getting into the shows, you know, but that's a good exercise. Peter does.
I really like that.
It's sort of, I just wanted to say it's sort of hard to do sometimes, like when you're so used to letting yourself get absorbed. And I think that's what, like, most people, they watch TV for, is to get absorbed and be with the characters. But the practice that you're saying, and I've tried it, it is interesting. Like, hey, what would I do in this situation? How would I feel? What would I, you know, like you're not just passive, you're like actually like in it, you know, like you're making it your own. Yeah.
That's right, exactly. And you don't have to do it for every show. You know, I'm not going to do, if I'm super engrossed in a show, I don't need to do that. But if we're watching a documentary series like Africa, for example, you know, how much did I talk while I'm watching that? I'm
like, it's so amazing, huh? That was a great, yeah. Just so you guys know, on Netflix, Africa, awesome. It's 2013, but it's a wonderful nature show. It's
beautiful, it's gorgeous, and it really taps into my mind. You know, I don't normally think about birds and dung beetles or anything like that, so I don't have much opinion about it. But if I just sit down and I go, oh my God, like, what would it be like to be a dung beetle? What would it be like to be one of these snails or these birds? No, what kind of a life is that like? And I just imagine there was these swallows, these 2 million swallows that sort of migrate, and I just imagine. I was telling Sam, I was like, I bet none of those birds ever feel lonely, like ever. You know, when you have 2 million friends, you never feel lonely. And so just the idea of what would it be like to never feel lonely as a bird flying through the air. Like, I have no idea what the answer is, but it just feels good to sort of.
Remember those little ants? Those little ants that were like shiny color, but they could only be out in the sun 10 minutes or they die. And like they're like running around, scavenging for food.
Yeah, it was very, very cool. Look, we're gonna have to end the show soon, but I wanted to hear Joanne's lovely voice. Joanne, you just want to unmute yourself real quick? If you can unmute yourself, I can't do it for you. So, Sam, you're on mute, just so you know. Joanne, if you can just, I don't know if you're able to unmute yourself, but I still see you on mute there. I can't do it for you, so,
okay.
Oh, there we go. Oh, I can hear my own voice. Hey, how you doing? I don't know if you're able to unmute yourself, but I still see you on mute there.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can also hear myself. It's pretty weird.
Okay.
Oh, I can hear my own voice.
I know, I'm getting an echo too.
I don't know if you're able to unmute yourself, but I still see you on mute. I won't be able to ask you what I want to ask you.
In the background and stuff like that.
But thank you for being here, Joanne.
I'm glad to get the end of this. Oh, my God.
Okay. I'm gonna mute this. Hey there, Kitty. Okay, awesome. Look, we're at the end of our show, so I just want to let you know real quick what we have coming up in our calendar, and then just a second here. I'm gonna mute you. Okay, so I'm gonna let you know what's coming up on our calendar. We're gonna have to skip the what's for dinner just for tonight, unfortunately, just because of the audio issues here. If you, Sam is shaking your head, I shouldn't skip it.
No, that's like so important to me.
All right. Okay, so while I'm getting this calendar up here, I want to ask everybody in the room, what's for dinner? What did you eat in the last 7 days, or what are you about to eat tonight, if you haven't eaten yet, that you appreciated, okay? It doesn't have to be special. It just has to be something that you appreciated. For example, I ate chorizo sausages. I know there's two people in this room.
Well, we're gonna do it quickly, though. So
yeah, chorizo sausages. So
I'm gonna say what mine is. Mine is I am making homemade pea soup. I've never done that before, and I'm very excited. It's almost ready. I actually should have mixed it while we were on air, and I had
go do it. Do it.
I'm gonna get off soon. Yeah. So
How
that's
about you, Luke? Did you eat anything cool? Anybody bring you any rice this week?
Luke, Mom, you have to unmute yourselves if you want to say.
Okay, I'm on mute now.
Good.
Okay, I ate some rice today from my neighbor upstairs again, and I talked to her last week, and I tried to coax her to come to the show, but she's not ready yet, so gonna have to wait maybe in a few weeks in the new year there, I'll have her to come and talk to us.
Well, that's really wonderful. Thank you so much for that. That's cool. I like that. Then, Joanne, did you read anything interesting in the last 7 days? Anything that you appreciated? Not that's interesting. Something that you appreciated. I'll give you a second to think about that. You can unmute yourself if you want to chime in. I'm just going to let people know real quick what's happening on our calendar coming up this week. Tonight, okay, at 8 p.m. tonight, Samantha is doing Ask a Life Coach Facebook Live. You definitely want to get on board and watch that. You can watch it in your pajamas. Nobody can see you. You can ask all kinds of questions. You can interact live. Even if you don't have any questions to ask, it's just a fun thing to do. So Ask a Life Coach, that's Samantha. That's tonight on Facebook at 8 p.m. Just go to facebook.com/
Samantha.Barley.
Samantha.Barley. Facebook.com/Samantha.Barley. We also have a meetup happening on the 16th. That's this Friday. Sam is doing a meetup called Change Your Life with the Law of Attraction. That's going to be a group live coaching. So that's with Samantha. That's this Friday. I think there's spots left, so if there are, definitely go check that out. And also we have Elvira Alimzanova, who's doing a meetup on Sunday, the 18th. Tune into your vibration. That's a community discussion with Elvira. You're going to want to get onto these because it's going to be the holiday season. We're going to have a dry spell, so definitely get on board and check those out. Sam, do you have anything on your calendar coming up?
Other than what you just said, no.
Okay, well, what I just said was amazing, was fantastic. I think we're all going to be watching definitely there. Before I let you guys go and play my tune out here, I want to... who's waving there? Is Joanne waving?
I think she has a cat. I'm not sure.
Yeah, there was a cat there. Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for being on the show, you guys. I think we did it.
We did it.
We did it.
Bye, everybody. See you
Ooh,
later.
yeah.
See you later. Oh, it's cute.
Okay, I can't play this. I'm going to hate myself. Okay, love you guys. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Love you too, guys, everybody.
Tune in next Wednesday for another exciting episode of The Appreciationist. Bye, Luke. Bye, Val. Bye, Sam. Bye, Joanne. Bye, Kitty.
Bye, Peter.
Take care.
You too.